The SH Figuarts One Piece line may be the most inconsistent wave of action figures ever created. Every figure in this line is either goated as frick or the most abysmal, heinous pieces of plastic ever produced. There's very rarely a mid figure, as most releases swing one of two ways. But is this still the case in 2025? Let's find out by looking at the first 4 releases of this year.
What a dumbass! He had no idea just how much weight his name carried. What a naive moron that kid was. Just...
That's enough. Shut your mouth. Bastard. All I can think about are his final moments.
Going in release order, Sabo is technically the first One Piece SH Figuarts to release by about a week or so. First things first, his accessories are not good. It's not that they're not plentiful or worth the money, but they suck. So I pray to God this is the last plastic cape we get in the One Piece line. It is such a piece of garbage that weighs down the figure, and I'm never going to use it because it sucks. It's so bad to deal with. If you do not have one of these figures with a plastic cape, trust me, every horrible thing you've heard about it is 100% true. To counteract this, most people will end up buying a cloth cape, as that's what I did for my Wano Zoro, but it's so frustrating to drop 60 bucks on a toy and then pay another 20 for a cloth accessory that it should have just come with, or with an alternative that functions all the same. I'm fully okay with plastic over cloth when it's actually good. Unfortunately, this is not where the Sabo paint ends, because there's more, and it lies in his articulation. Alright, so for an SH Figuarts, this has gotta be one of the worst articulated figures by them I've ever seen. So the head is fine, all that, and then the shoulders, they can move up just about fine, but these butterfly joints are actually useless, because you cannot get it to go any more than 90 degrees. And if you try to get them to go more than 90, they literally pop off. See, this one, it pops off all the freaking time. This is almost as bad as Wano Zoro, if not worse. So you know that iconic hand pose with Sabo doing the thing with the gloves? You can't do that! Even worse, he has single jointed knees. Like, what the frick are they thinking, dude? This is so bad. You can barely get him into any dynamic poses given these limitations to the articulation. It's insanely chopped. I don't know what you could do with this figure, because yeah, it's not fun to mess with. Overall, this guy's in my top 5 One Piece characters, and they did him so dirty. Like, it's actually incredibly chopped. The only positive is that he looks great, he looks stunning. None of the figures in this line really look like Dookie, so that's kind of a low bar to make, but he's not very fun to play with, and that really sucks to say because I love Sabo. I can really only recommend this guy if you're a massive fan of the character. Otherwise, I'd give him a 5 out of 10. So, we're on a terrible start. What about Ace?
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
There must be at least 2 different teams of people working on the One Piece line. There's the beta team that made Sabo and the alpha team that made Ace. This figure is so much fun. It has no articulation flaws and is loaded with accessories. Granted, it is Bandai, but it was general release in the US, and it is quite pricey, but I don't care because the amount of stuff you're getting is definitely worth it, even if you're not a big fan of Ace. You get a crap ton of fire effects, and you also get cloth accessories. Cloth. Everything you could want with this guy is included, and his movement's spectacular. The shoulders look a bit funky and they kind of move that way, but they get the range that is necessary, and the leg articulation is awesome. This might be one of the only One Piece figures with double jointed knees, which is freaking crazy, but it all is to say that the glaze is well deserved on this figure, and everything about him is great except for one little issue. The holes for the flame effects right out of the box are small, making it an insanely tight fit over the wrist pegs. Unfortunately for me, I was a victim to pulling the flame effect off Ace's wrist and snapping the peg into 2. However, this isn't my first rodeo with Figuarts breaking. Kid Sasuke. So I knew what I had to do. With a little drill action and a sacrifice made to Super Saiyan Goku's wrist pegs, I managed to deepen the hole in the fire effect and repair Ace's wrist. And they are a bit more loose if you shake the figure around, but it's a lot better than me having to worry about breaking the wrist pegs, of which this guy has none. I had to literally kill my Goku figure to get him a new one.
an update about the effects. I'm whispering because it's 3 a.m., but I got an email from Hobby Genki saying they would replace the part. I'm assuming it's going to be a new wrist peg and fire effect, so I'm happy. Woohoo.
You get this guy, you gotta be a little bit careful. I was not careful, so I suffered the consequences, but you gotta be wary of those fire effects. If you want to be like me, I would drill the holes in the fire effects just by a little bit so that nothing breaks, but if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just be safe with this guy. Sabo's proven to be bad. Ace can get ugly. Is Zoro any good?
Luffy, it's good to see you, buddy.
Yes. The new Zoro figure, Romance Dawn, East Blue, whatever you want to call him, is freaking peak. I really can't come up with any reasons to hate this guy. First things first, he's nothing like the Wano Zoro. The only thing that's slightly similar to him is that the faceplates can kind of be swapped. They are kind of compatible under the right lighting. And the other thing that this guy has that also the Wano Zoro has is the single jointed knees, which really freaking sucks. We just saw these on Sabo and now we have them on this Zoro, but this is pretty much the only hindrance to his articulation because this guy's arm movement is freaking amazing. It's better than Ace's and it's so freaking good. A character who has swords should have this amount of range, and sure, there's gonna be a gap at the back, but I don't care, bruh. His accessories, you have a nice load of faceplates here. It's a very cool selection. You even have him smiling with the bandana on. The bandana is super easily removable off his sleeve, unlike Wano Zoro, and the sword's attached to his waist rather nicely. Honestly, I can't come up with any reasons to hate this guy. Although the ball joint on the waist does kind of pop off easily if I move it too harshly, but it snaps in quite easily. Some people really wanted more waist articulation. I really don't care. I think it's completely fine. So I'm giving this guy a perfect score. There's nothing I can hate bro for. It's spectacular. This is awesome. I want more of this from One Piece, except for the single joint knees. Get rid of that.
Care for an apple?
Do you take us for idiots? We'd never trust food from someone like you.
Hey, look! Apples!
And then finally, we have the Monkey D. Luffy stretchy arms accessories kit, whatever you want to call this thing. And yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not going to give it a traditional rating or review in this section. I'm just going to talk about it for a little bit. If there's one thing you should know before buying this thing, or really anything from this line, is that you gotta be careful. Like, that's gotta be the message of this video. Everything is good, given that you're a careful person. These are not traditional action figures. You gotta be gentle with these guys. They have small parts that'll pop off at a moment's notice, accessories that are non-traditional. It's very authentic to the One Piece experience because this is a very weird anime and they give you weird stuff, but you gotta be gentle with it. Swapping the arm pegs is really the most difficult part. People have broken these. This is a $35 figure. These joints are not stiff. They do not give you any joints in these accessory kits, which kind of suck, but they are a lot of fun with these bendy wires. And the fist punching thing is also a nicely included accessory. It's not my favorite in the world, but it looks really freaking cool. They just need to give us a bad guy in this line. I'm not including Kaido. But yeah, they're pretty fun. I enjoy them. I'm satisfied with my purchase. You can come up with a lot of zany, wacky poses with them. It's awesome. So that's gonna do it for this video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I tried to speed through as many of these figures as I could because I know that Shanks figure is coming out soon and it's already going to be outdated when that thing drops. And I've just ordered a lot of figures recently, so I'm trying to push out content with my new figures. And that's about it from me. So have a good rest of your day or night, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!